What is good, my family? What is good, everybody? Thank you so much for coming by, for stopping by here with your boy, Arca. Please, please, please throw those A's in the chat. If you can hear me speak right now, throw those A's in the chat right now, my team. What is up, people? What is up? Very excited to be streaming yet again a little bit earlier for my East Coast people, right? What is up, M9? How's it going? How's it going? How's it going? My moderators, Cal L, Mark Roach. What is up, my dudes? Good to see you all here. Safe Pop Culture. Always good to see you. J Pong, what's up, man? Johnny Barnes, good to see you here again. And Donald Lynn saying, I appreciate all you do for the community. It's very interesting to watch you break down each ticker. Donald Lynn. So I am actually breaking down these tickers in a very, very discretionary manner here live, right? I would like to... well, you know, my master students here, they know how it's actually broken down, right? So they tend to see it how it really is, right? But yes, thank you so much for expressing that, my dude. I really very, very much appreciate you for that. John Smith. Oh, dude, yeah, man, the markets actually had a little bit of a tough day today. In fact, I had an incorrect call on GTII itself, right? I was expecting a little bit of an up run in the immediate short-term time frame, and unfortunately, we actually didn't even get that. Market pressures are actually starting to become a real thing here. So, but with that said, guys, remember that we're going to be going over that the broader markets first, and we're going to be taking a look at tickers like GTII, WLGS. We have CXAI, NIR, AEMD, ALLR, and just to name a few. So my Stick Vicious, my battle, my only brother. What's up? What's up? Thank you so much for sharing that donation with me, my dude. Thank you very much. My family and I are very thankful to you. And you're saying with that donation that it's good music to be making dinner to. Please let me know. Stick Vicious, what are you making for dinner? Christopher Cook, what you talking about? AEMD. Let's go ahead and put it here in the... Oh, I already have it in there. Okay, so yeah, we'll go ahead and take a look at that one. And you're saying that it went wild today. I actually didn't even catch it myself. Okay, so yeah, we'll definitely take a look into that. So now Johnny Barnes also asking for ticker symbol ALLR alongside John Smith. But what is going on with that ticker, and why is it pumping to the upside, or what is it doing, guys? Why is it a popular ticker right now? I'm noticing that it's been coming up in, I think I may have seen it in StockTwits. I may have seen it here actually now twice in this platform here. So what's the deal behind it? Please, chat, let me know right now what the deal is with that ticker ALLR, right? Is that what it is? Yeah. I have no idea. My battle. Thank you so much, my dude. Really, really appreciate you here, okay? So, John Smith saying, you're my brother from another mother, Arca. Dude, brother from another mother. Aiden Davis, what is good, my bro? Good to see you here, man. I hope you're getting rest. I know you're back in school and stuff, right? So, I hope everything is moving according to plan up in here, man. Keep it tight. Keep it real, right? And make sure to maintain that consistency and everything will be good, right? We all know that, you guys. What's up, Mr. Levitt's talking about BBBY, my dude. So, yeah, I hope you... did you watch my video yesterday? Very interesting, because there was still suggestions to continue to the upside, but I did express how that move to the upside was already statistically kind of done, right? And in my particular strategy, I would have already been out that statistical average. So I hate that it dropped 30-something% today. It just really goes to show how BBBY is definitely not one of those diamond hand hodl plays, right? But we can always try our best to see what's going down with that, right? So I'll put it on the list here, and I'll try to get to it as soon as humanly possible, right? Actually missing a B on that, but yeah, you guys. So, but yeah, chat, very, very, very much. I'm sorry, I was going to say that I'm very thankful for all of you showing up. Please make sure to hit that like button, right? Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And yeah, but we're going to be starting off just like we always do. I'm a little confused over my own screen here, because I'm noticing that my own I keep on doing this because I can't see my other window. Because this is definitely not the one that I usually use, right? So I'm gonna have to start this thing all over. And remember, just like we did yesterday, guys, I am gonna be pulling up a couple times of these video recordings, right, just to make it as productive as we can be, because I haven't actually released any videos today thus far, right? But I think it's cool that we can involve the video recordings alongside the live streams, right? So this way that we can get everything that we want all in one shot, and then also post a couple of these later on, right? So, and are you saying BBBY gonna be a great? Are you saying like a bankruptcy play? Is that what you mean by BK? I think that's I hope I'm not just being absolutely too green and really amateurish by saying that, right? But Arca, you pretty much called it just overcorrected. It seemed, man, I know, I feel you, Mr. Levitz. I hated that thing. But yeah, so, and it did make the BBBY made that statistical average that we were looking for. Like, you know, let me bring it up actually, and you know, not to kind of like officially cover it or whatever, but I'm just gonna bring up the 5-day volatility versus momentum backtest, right? And so BADR, okay. All right, so I will explain that to you right now. We'll get that out of the way too. So this is what I was talking about here, and check this out. So from, I don't know, it may have been right around here or somewhere, right, that we were looking for a potential bottom here on BBBY. And I ran a backtest here on the 5-day iteration, or the 5-day chart, sorry, of any time that volatility has expanded into that fully expanded level within the 90%. And I've paired it with momentum, right? So anytime that condition has met, we have taken that duration, right? The upside thrust and the amount of times that the condition was correct versus incorrect, right? So that I had a 2-day backtest, I think, and a 5-day as well. So both of them were leading to a potential target, and they were very similar, right? So in this case, this one was suggesting a potential 90. Oh, I'm sorry, no. This was let me go back down to 62.55%, right? So here we go. Let's just go down, and there we go. Okay, this is probably going to be as close as I can get. So around 62%, right? This was suggesting a move around 52.86, almost 53 cents. So upon the realization of that signal, this candle here, you can see it on the H. So it came up to about 56 cents out of the 53 cents that we were looking for. So statistically speaking, that move kind of, I mean, it happened. You know what? It actually made its statistical average directly to the point. The only difference here is that I was really not expecting it to kind of thrust like this over the span of about it was actually about 7 or 8 days. It was giving us, yes, I get it. You know, we had an average of 47.08 days, but if I were to have calculated the lower end of the first standard deviation, then we would have probably seen the 8-day target or 9-day target somewhere around there, right? So it may very well have played out the lower end of the first standard deviation, and the higher end would have probably been around 150 days, right? Or some crazy crap like that. So, but yeah, just to say it in short, I wasn't expecting this move to kind of make that upside thrust that fast. In fact, we haven't even gotten to start the momentum average to the upside on stochastics. We didn't even get that chance to do it, right? So it's very curious that we actually got that pump to the upside. I wonder if it actually had to do with, I did notice the influx in influencers mentioning the ticker symbol BBBY after I did. So I'm wondering if that also kind of played a role into maybe exciting the volatility play, because the volatility play was already suggesting the upside no matter what, and we are within the lower end of the first standard deviation. But yeah, I'm very curious as to why that happened. But nonetheless, yes, we lost like 30-something%, right? But if you're looking at candle analysis on the 5-day, this is one enormous break of market structure, and it is indicative of a continuation to the upside. Why? Because it's an inverted hammer after a downside. So that's historically known to be a reversal signal of sorts. And that's kind of like what I told Cal a few days ago. I told him, dude, even if we fail that 33-cent mark, then this is just going to become the freaking biggest inverted hammer that you've ever seen after a downtrend. So when you have, after an uptrend, a huge candle like this that looks like a hammer, that's called a shooting star, right? So this shooting star is indicative of a downside, right? So we got the downside from that shooting star, and now we're getting the inverse of it, literally from here to here. So this, I guess I haven't back tested this just yet, but it is a very high potential that we probably have found a floor of sorts, right? So now I don't know the fundamentals of BBBY, but there could be something in line for it, right? So, and so now, guys, let's go back to. I wanted to just pull up a real quick note here regarding COEP, right? So I haven't actually looked at it myself. So let's go ahead and pull up a couple of these charts, and I want to touch down on this even for me, right? So. Because the play actually made an enormous upside, right? BADRM saying, give it up for Arca, y'all. More viewers than likes at the moment. Greetings and good, and let's see, and good right from Amsterdam. Amsterdam, nice, man. Thank you for coming by. I really appreciate you saying hello. So let's go ahead and touch down on what that means, though. Okay, so I want to bring this up for you and also for Aiden. Right, because of the ticker symbol COEP. Monster Mike, dude, thank you so much. I owe you my life now, bro. So like, you and Stick Vicious are seriously vicious. Okay, you guys, thank you very much for what you guys do so much for me. I really appreciate that. Okay, so is there anything I can do for you, Monster Mike? I would. Of course, I can help you out. All right, so Sam J saying, Arca, you need to look at Cjjd. So Sam, explain to me, why in the world do I need to look at that? What is it? Is it a fundamentals play? Do they have some news coming up, or are we gonna make just millions of dollars off of that play? What is good? Thanks, Monster Mike. You're the best. So Sam, yeah, let me know what's the deal with Cjjd. I'll put it on the list. Let me type it in right now, actually. So Cjjd, right? Cool. All right, so I have it on the list now, but please let me know, what is the deal? Is it being mentioned by other influencers? What's the lowdown? All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and continue on this here, and just see if we have any other, if we have any advantages here over COEP, right? So this is that very chart that we've been looking at for some time, right? So, oh my goodness, man. Ridiculous. $2.47 move to the upside. So I'm going to be very honest with you guys. My sell target was still the target that I was speaking to you guys about. This descending broadening wedge has a take profit target located right at the genesis of the formation, right? So this is why I put that importance behind the 198 to 202. So I wasn't expecting this to move to the upside in this short of time, right? But I did express how important this area down here was before an explosive move to the upside, right? So we got that test, and then we officially got that bounce, right? So I actually didn't even see this thing sell myself, as I had my sell targets just set here. And to be perfectly honest with you guys, I didn't make as much gain as I wanted, because my personal average on this was a 181. Okay, although I knew, or I felt, right, based on whatever here on the charts, that it could make that move to the 3.618. That's where my sell target was. I had just made a decision to kind of swing this over a couple of weeks, right? So, and I generally don't like to do this within this target here. I'm sorry, within this crap here. So I got a little stuck on this, but I got stuck with about a 45% position in it, right? So I removed some of that risk as it came down via stop loss, and then when we came back into these levels, that's when I started voicing that this would likely be where I would start getting long again, so that 55% that I had from the initial entry re-entered here, thus bringing me down to about a 160 something average, and then it actually pumped to the upside, right? So now what can we do about this, though? What is it saying? Is it saying that it's done, or what's the big deal here? Okay, so first of all, on the weekly time frame, we are very close to closing this. 18 hours and 44 minutes. Okay, so the reason why I'm mentioning this is because it's critically important that we can close this weekly candle. I'm going to show you why, okay? Hold on. All right, so here we go. 18 hours and 44 minutes, we're likely going to see the effects of the closing of this weekly macro candle on Monday, okay? So not tomorrow. We're probably going to see it close tomorrow, but we're not going to see the effects of the price action until the following week, right? So in this case, we would need to close above the opening of this candle here. So the opening of this candle, you can see on the O right up here where my mouse is hovering, right? you can see that it's a high opening of about 142. So we definitely need to close above 142, and we're at 141 right now, right? So, or I mean, I'm sorry, the after hours is probably way lower, right? So 140, oh no, it's still 142, right? So we need to close above that 142 mark in order to create a bullish engulfing candle formation, which then would kind of give us an indication of a continuation to the upside. One reason, okay? So now let's go ahead and refer to volatility versus momentum for COEP, right? So I'm breaking my rules here by not starting with the broader markets first, but I feel that first of all, Aiden Davis is one of my master's students, and he's expressing concern over COEP, and I know the member here, Batter, BADR, he's also shown a great deal of support in the videos that I've put out, right? So I feel that I can kind of bend the rules here for you guys and just kind of express some knowledge here over COEP or whatever it has, right? Despite having entry or not. Okay, so now let me look at I want to look at the RSI too, right? So let's just see what this has in store for us. And what I can say is that, I mean, going back to this right here, right? So what I can say is that oftentimes when we have these types of candles here, that's indicative of an upside coming in, whether it's a week or two. The thing is here is that if you're looking at it in a bigger scale, let's get away from all the drawings, right? And I would like for you to notice just how close we are to officially breaking the overall market cycle here, okay? This candle here is the one that we just have to kind of break upside of, and we're very close to it. We're already breaking market structure because, you know, we were creating these lower targets, right? The higher low, higher low, higher low, right? All these. Then we started breaking above it. We're creating another higher high. So that's showing us that we're reaccumulating. Okay, so now this one had an obvious stop point because of the opening of this candle here. The opening of this candle, you can see right at the top, 248. Please take a look. And then the closing of this candle here was the top side was a high of about I'm sorry, what? This is right here, 248, and the top side, what is 247, okay? So 1 cent away from the closing of it, or the opening of it, right? So this now is starting to show us that we're reaccumulating for a potential continuation to the upside. Okay, so now, unfortunately, you can see the cycles here are kind of timely. So if it is that sentiment doesn't just bring this into the upside out of nowhere, then the natural cycle would actually suggest about a week or a week and a half or 2 weeks of rebuilding here. Okay, so let's just measure that so you can see kind of what I mean, right? So from this point to this point here, let's see that. Okay, so that is showing us about 30 days. Okay, so now from that point to the next peak here, that's about 25 days. Now from that point to that peak that we just got, it's 22 days. Okay, so we have a timing effect here. Okay, so things are diminishing in time while price action is making higher highs. So that's usually an anticipation or anxiety for an upside, right? So the next upside to be faced would clearly break the market structure above 258, and that 258 would then have the price action sort of slide here, okay? Because there's really no historical value. I mean, look at this. This is ridiculous. There's nothing there and nothing historically, right? So as soon as you can start combating the areas of previous resistances, then price action will likely make a very, very much easier move to the upside. Okay, so in the immediate short-term time frame forecast, let's see what we have, okay? So let's get down to business here. Hourly time frame, finding some support from that from the 14-day simple, which is a little indicative of some sideways trading. Okay, now the 4-hour has an upside pivot. If we do continue an upside pivot here, it would be very bullish to cross this 14-day simple on an upside. M9, thank you so much for that, LUNR. Let's go ahead and put it down. Okay, got it. Thank you, my brother. Thank you for your donation. That means so much. And all right, so anyway, yeah, now going into the 8-hour, it seems that it is giving validity to the 4-hour, making that upside cross over that 14-day simple. Please notice that we're using, dead on. We have the support from the gravitational zone and the 14-day simple. This is leading to an upside here. So this is very interesting. So now, saying weird, my chart on COEP doesn't show the peak, but max of 145 all week. So what you want to do is, are you on TradingView, by the way? I'm still looking at the chart, at the chat, okay? Let me know if you're on TradingView. So right down here, guys, we do have a downside continuation on the daily, but please notice that we are within the gravitational zone right here, okay? So I'm going to show you guys something, okay? Please go ahead and go into your settings right up here, top right? Go into the appearance or the trading. Actually, let me get away from the daily time frame, right? So hold on. Let's get that settings up real quick and go into symbol, right? So chart settings, go into symbol, and then down here at session, make sure to enable extended trading hours, okay? Because that's how I trade. I usually take into consideration all times. And yeah. So wait, hold on, guys. Hold on, okay? So don't just splurge into this, okay? The reason why I'm saying all of this is because it does have kind of a trek to get there. Although the trek, it is kind of still suggesting an upside, because if you actually just dive into the 3-day, please notice that the 3-day is in the gravitational zone, using every form of support from that 14-day simple with an upside pivot. Doesn't show a 2+ peak week for COEP. So one more time, are you able to check this extended hours? Make sure that you are not on the daily time frame, okay? Make sure that you are not on a daily time frame at all. So go down to the 12-hour or the 4-hour or whatever, and then select settings, go to symbol, and then select extended trading hours, because that won't show up unless you are under the daily chart. Okay, so if you do show that, if you do enable that the extended hours, then you'll be able to see a lot of that stuff, right? So please now notice here, I'm going to get rid of the drawings, and without in regular trading, please notice that we don't have that 2+, right? So when I click this setting here and I go extended hours, then you see it. That's because it happened around 5:30 in the morning. My broker's chart as well on Yahoo on the hourly. So So make sure that your broker has extended hours as well, because I'm seeing it actually here in Webull too, and I'm seeing it in TradeStation as well. But it's all of those are showing an extended trading hour, right? So let me see if I can actually just take kind of a screenshot here of my Webull and show you. Right? So let me pull up COEP, and here we go. Oh, sorry guys, I'm over here just pressing all kinds of buttons. All right, so let's see. Let me go down to the 4-hour. Oh man, hold on guys. Let's see. And there we go. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you on the 4-hour chart of Webull. I'm just gonna take a quick screenshot here, and how can I do this? I have an Android phone, I forgot. Okay, so let me compose an email, right? So yeah, definitely check that out. So Batter saying, gotcha, I only view the trade regular hours, too bad. I would really suggest that if you are, okay, first of all, I have to say this. I'm sorry, guys. I have to say that I'm not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos. It's just a form of entertainment, you know. Do your own due diligence. Everything will be cool. All right, so please, if you're trading assets that are this valuation, right? and also the market cap sitting at 29 million, and you have a tiny float, like a tiny cap and a tiny float, those micro caps, these are absolutely, I mean, very, very high risk plays. So I would I would recommend so hardly, like very, very much, like as much as I can recommend anything in the world, turn on extended trading hours, because this is too risky for you not to know what the price action is doing during hours where you're not just, you need to see whatever is doing at all times, because this is just, it's very dangerous. Okay, so in fact, I mean, like I said, I got pulled out of the position. I didn't even know that it went there. I just checked in the morning and I'm like, oh, I'm out. Okay, well, I was actually thinking of what the hell I was going to say the next day and how I'm going to chart it and what other signals of confluence am I going to find. Like it's, I just had no idea, right? So Darren Gander saying, hey guys, let's look at some momentum movers like GMDA, CNSP, CFRX, and PRST. So all of those sound like they're moving in the popular area, right? So actually, I do remember PRST as being an AI ticker mentioned by Moon. And I think he mentioned it in the space call where him and I were talking. John Smith saying you have to turn on extended hours. Absolutely. Guys, please make sure that you have your extended hours turned on, because it is very important, especially with these assets. It's very dangerous, okay? But nonetheless, guys, this is still suggesting a potential continuation to the upside. Of course, it's going to be choppy. We have a lot of resistance zones, but we are breaking market structure at this point, okay, you guys? So we'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep on charting it as much as we can, and then we will continue our projections, right? But yeah, guys, so let's go ahead and finish up with this ticker here, as Cal L saying Arca going above and beyond, doing tech support for the community midstream. My brother, I care about the people, man, and they, yeah. So, oh man, look at this. Where are we here? A high of 415.72, but that was likely the day before yesterday, right? So, oof, could it have topped out right before my target? My goodness here. Okay, so what is this top out here? So you're looking at a top side of 415.72. Why would it actually face that? I don't see one single candle at that point there, except historically, of course. My goodness. Okay, so I mean, if it came, how close was I to that target, right? I was talking about that target from down here. So let's see. So that is about, no way. Are you joking? 0.30% from my target. That happens a lot. Cal actually told me, bro, sometimes, man, your targets are, you're like 0.0000030 points away from actually meeting that target. A lot of times, guys, I have missed my entries because of such tiny little differences like this, right? So yeah, guys, I think SPY is going to be one that I'm going to record. So if you guys don't mind, right, you're just going to hear me say the whole little spiel before I get into the analysis, right? So let me get that thing prepped and we'll get the SPY ticker evaluated, right? So somebody actually was asking me, Arca, I'm so afraid of opening puts at that 417.02. What if it just goes to $430? So I'm like, oh man, in my head, I'm like, yeah, that's always the fear, right? So that is very much the fear here. But I mean, still coming in within, I would say 99.6% accuracy is not bad. You know, we were already expecting this potential top side here. So could it be a reloading zone? Could it be that we're finding support from down here at 408? I don't know, but we're going to definitely find out. So let me go ahead and start getting that thing prepped up for us, right? So let me see where my screen recorder is so that we can get that thing moving. All right, so let's do new screen recording and get this thing prepped, okay? There we go. Let's make sure to move this thing. Aiden Davis, my dude, I do not expect you to give me give me donations, my dude. Thank you so much. That very much means so much to me and my family, my dude, okay? But I know you're young. I know you're a student and my student as well, okay? So I encourage you to try to save as much as you can. Make sure to stay practicing your risk management, okay? And we're going to be going over those strategies actually this week for the master students. So now, okay, I think I have that ready. All right, I got it ready. So now we're going to do this record thing over here. Okay, you guys, let's get it done. You're just going to hear me pause for about 4 seconds. Ticker symbol SPY rejecting that very top side that we were talking about, right? Actually 0.30% to be very exact from that 417.02. let's go over the potentials for the next day. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is Arca coming at you with an SPY technicals and raw price action thread of analysis on this Thursday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called Arca Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, you guys, so I am not going to say that this is officially going to be that retracement point to where we're just going to fall all the way to the ground. No, okay, just remember there is a natural ebb and flow to this. Regardless of the fact that we were looking at 417.02 and we topped out a couple days ago at 415.72, let's now gain a potential for a downside continuation for a support find, okay? Already on the daily, we're looking at weakness coming in from the from the momentum indicator, EMA 3 and SMA 14 suggesting a downside, okay? So what I do like is that the downside pivot isn't this, okay? Which is this right here, okay? So that usually means that we could be facing a type of reaccumulation before a continuation to the upside. And now I can be very, very honest with you and say that if we are going to capitulate, it would be following into the next week. But let's validate that now, okay? We have a daily crossover here, 14-day simple moving average suggesting downside. Okay, let's get a little surgical here into the 30-minute time frame and see what we have for the SPY ticker. Okay, so we have some downside coming in the immediate short term. Let me see how short term. Okay, so very particular to this target here at about 412.01, we could see a pump to the upside ever so slightly before continuing on to the downside. Let's see just how far we can go though. Okay, so we can see immediate supports. Now I'm going to bring up the averages just to see that we can, if we can share some type of support, something around there. Okay, so bi-hourly time frame suggesting support at about 410.85, but because there is a range here, I can go ahead and give a temporary bounce zone. Okay, so from the SMA 100 bi-hourly time frame, I would say something like this right here. Okay, so about 410.83 to 411.13, we could potentially find a very short-term bounce, okay, to test our current highs of about, I'd say 411.98. Okay, let's move on. Let's gather all of these pieces and see what we have, okay? Momentum suggesting downside from critical volatility on the 6 hour, okay? So this is definitely indicative of a continuation to the way down in the gravitational zone of the bull weakness percentile, very likely to face at least I wouldn't say capitulation type of downside, a very gradual downside. Okay, so it's moving a little slowly. The bulls are definitely trying to keep or maintain posture here. Okay, so 12-hour momentum still suggesting a downside via both the EMA 3 and the SMA 14. We have a little bit of weakness coming in from the bears at the gravitational zone on the 12-hour. So let's continue validating this downside thesis. Daily time frame, we saw that cross. Okay, here we go. The buy daily is indicating on the RSI that this could be a limited downside. Okay, so let me get away from the moving average. I'm sorry, from the indicators and get away from the moving averages as well, and then start expressing some actual knowledge here. Okay, so let me actually pull up the moving averages and see if I can mute out or block the visibility from the shorter time frame ones, right? Because I am not. I don't really need those at the current moment. Actually, I can just go into inputs and remove the EMAs and leave only the basics in here, right? So just like this. So we'll leave the 200, 100, 50, and the 10-period SMAs. Okay, so in this case, SMA 10 buy daily located right at our support zone of 408.79. Okay, so that's pretty much what I was kind of talking about a little earlier. We could find the overall bounce zone to be located at about 408.83 before a bounce to the upside. Okay, so now please notice that we have the 200-day simple moving average on the buy daily chart located right at the top side of our current highs of 415.72, right? So this is very likely for us to come back and touch again, but we must validate this when we get there. Okay, so we need to get to this point first, validate this as a viable area of support before continuing on to the upside. There is a possibility to even wick down back to 406, right? So we can do these flash wicks just like these. They're very particular to bear markets. Okay, so let's keep an eye on this. Let's keep on let's keep on moving on, right? So this is a pretty good place for me to leave off this video. Please remember that I still have about 8 seats left in the ARC Masters Trading course. You will find the email in the description below. Okay, you guys, and first and foremost, remember that I am not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy or sell any assets whatsoever. Okay, I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be just fine. Okay, you guys, but with that said, I wish you well a very, very good night, and I will catch you at the bell. Mañana. Adios. Damn, all that music was playing all through that. Maybe it's going to be a good time for somebody to look at the spy. All right, so the spy is recorded and out of the way. Good deal, good deal, good deal. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next one. I need to get a quick recording here of the GTII asset. Okay, so we definitely need to put the the knowledge down on this ticker. Okay, so I think I already have it prepped. In fact, I haven't even looked at the ticker over since yesterday, actually. So yeah, we were actually expecting. Stick Vicious, my brother, thank you so much. Thank you, my bro. Please, dude, what can I do for you? My goodness, man. That is very kind of you. My family and I are, you know, they see this all the time. So when they see this, they're like, dude, what? Why are people so kind? I tell them, well, I'm hiding from you, the ones who are not kind. So some guy came on the BBBY video that I posted yesterday, and he said, oh, nice one, bull control with a thumbs down, right? And I'm thinking in my head, are you serious, bro? Like, in this video, I specifically stated that if it were me, the stats already played out, I would not be banking on a continuation, right? So it's funny how I still get it. Like, no matter what, guys, you can literally give someone in their hands $1 million, and for some reason, you're still an asshole. So oh my goodness. All right. So anyway, yes, let me just kind of cheat here, right? And give this thing a quick little gander, even though I have to at least give it a quick little breeze in order for me to understand where the hell we are, right, in the price action. So as oftentimes, this is kind of just how it happens, right, guys? The advantage here is that it's already drawn. And it's already drawn and stuff. So, oh my goodness, man, we're in that. Oh, okay. So we ended up getting that support anyway. All right. That's man, I really GTII, my brothers. Oh my goodness, man. This has been seriously one of the toughest tickers to ever have charted, right? And I promise you that. The thing is that when you start looking and charting the way I do with high, like tickers that are not GTII and COSM and like TRKA and things like BBBY, even VOCL, right? Even VIRI, like all those guys, those are very, very difficult to chart. And they do require just so much attention, right? Like a great deal of attention. So I feel like that was directed at, man, I hope you're not talking about me, Cal L. Hell no. All right. So, oh my goodness. Yeah, this is totally, guys, if you remember yesterday, this is Cal L's layout inspired by Cal himself. So he actually put his indicators to the right. And I'm like, dude, that is very cool. How can I do that, right? So the only thing I can't figure it out is how to get this thing to, like, when I do this, how to all of these. So I don't know how to do that. Okay. So I mean, whatever. It's all good. Mr. Levis, what's he saying? If GTII gets me to 1 million, I promise I won't think you're an a-hole anymore. Oh, goodness. And that's really funny because when I said GTII would likely find target based on just a huge backtest of that 3-day volatility versus momentum. Check this out. I think I have it here somewhere, right? I'm going to pull it up and dude, I remember this. I remember this straight up how I mentioned it in, I don't know, 2-3 months ago or something. So I said, I don't know if I'm making a mistake or not, but I'm going to just express to you what I'm reading, right? So zooming out because I have the averages here, right? So this is the volatility versus momentum backtest from when I didn't have any data, right? So again, I don't have the damn data because of stupid dinosaurs here in 2014 for I don't know what reason. So, and now it's leaving all of my sample sets entirely in the dust over here like they never, like price action never existed there. Freaking liars, okay? So the thing is that I definitely got it after it showed up. So I didn't have any of that information, okay? So I said to them, I said to the people, yo, you guys, so I'm noticing something ridiculous here, okay? So, and I don't want anybody to start expressing their hate right now, because remember that we're talking about probabilities here, not certainties whatsoever, okay? So these are just probabilities, okay? So I said, look at this, 11 iterations, right? Of which 7 were guessed correctly to the upside. That gives us 68% probability of an up run coming up. And that was when we were at about $1.90. So I said GTII could potentially face a 3,200% move to the upside, putting us at about anywhere between $17 to $20, right? So and over the span of about over a month, right? So, and I said, just please remember that it is a statistic, okay? It's not like there's no way I have a crystal ball to tell you that it's going to do that, right? So I know how some people got a little frustrated, right? Because we were like right up here, right? We were right here. So, and I was already shouting this. And I told them another thing that we should notice is that we just printed this high today. So we have now a connecting dot here. We're creating this triangle. Okay, so and then after I said 18 or 20 bucks, I straight up said this. I was like, so what I'm trying to say here, guys, is that we're gonna go down. All right, we're gonna lose a lot of percent. I said we were gonna go down to actually my target was actually between 44 cents and 30 cents. Okay, so when I said that, you have no idea how many people freaking just started throwing rocks at me and like unleashing their lions and opening the gates of hell from every angle, right? So they were expecting me to say, we're going to go up tomorrow, right? So in fact, I was like, so what I'm trying to say here is that we're going to go down, and we're going to go down to about 40 cents. But guys, of course, that didn't happen, right? We ended up going down to a low of about 70 cents, right? But still, I mean, from 190 to like freaking 70 cents, that's a ridiculous, I mean, how am I supposed to even guess that, right? So, and I did express that we did have a couple areas of support from this potential triangle that we were building. Now, the other hypothesis was that if we did create a lower low down to 30 cents, then we would start making a falling wedge instead of this triangle. The fact is that I just saw the triangle from a long time ago. Okay, so... And then from that, but please remember, guys, that I actually flagged GTII to sell from, I think, 490. At 490, I said, guys, this is not it. This is not it. This was a liquidity grab, and I didn't have that many followers though, right? So Arca back in 5 months ago, there were probably 600 or 500 followers on YouTube, and maybe around 800 on Twitter. So my voice I wasn't very loud. I didn't have enough push, right, to tell them like, yo, get out, because this is showing capitulation all day long, right? But everybody was very convinced over the acquisition with CRTD, over a lot of things, right? So when it started going down, then people actually started noticing that I called it, and they in fact didn't say thank you. They in fact started accusing me of being the short seller that shorted it. I didn't even have enough money to trade more than $80 at the time. I couldn't short this, man. So so it actually came back down, and from the $2 target I called 45, of which 47 came down, and then from here again I started being a little over bearish, right? But the point is here, you guys, is that based on that data, I was able to catch a move here, right? So let's just put it like this, okay? From that 40, I said 47, right? But it went 45. So let's just put it at 47. Okay. The upside that we got from that, right, is to this candle here. Okay. On a move that was it didn't have enough data. In fact, it was data that was taken from me. I didn't have it. Okay. So I told everybody that on a 3-day chart, we could see a 3,000% move to the upside on average. Okay. So I mean, we got a 530% upside from the signal that I generated, that I calculated. It's not data that is like created by a magician. It's present and it's public, right? So it's just what the math says, right? So you could also calculate this. And that's why I expressed to you how accurate I do it, right? So anytime that volatility has gone into that 90%, started a contraction, and we have that upside thrust, then there has been historically, and in times, however many times it's happened in its history, we have on average a move that can be, whatever, over the span of whatever, right? So I think that a 524% move to the upside out of a 3,000 that I looked at is not bad, So, I mean, in fact, it's probably made a lot of people. I mean, it probably changed the lives of a lot of people. And I have had emails regarding that, like Arca, like I wouldn't have taken this trade if it weren't for you. And that's not what I want for the community, though. I don't want you to take a trade because of me. I would like you to be aware of the price action because of me. That's what I would like. Don't try to, we can't time the markets, guys. We don't know that. Next financing, my brother, dude. Thank you for your donation, first of all, and I have to apologize to you because just by seeing Next, and I'm like, where have I seen that logo? And I recalled right away that you sent me an email, right? So, my goodness, man. And I just realized right now that I didn't reply to you. And from me to you, I apologize. And now I remember that I have to also look at Arcable's email and not just ArcMastersCourse, which is actually taking such a deep amount of time of mine, right? So Next Financing saying, let's keep fishing. We will find our whale sooner than later, right? Hug your wife and kids tonight, and know all is good. Appreciate you, bro. My dude. Next Financing, guys. This is I can't even. I'm not even gonna disclose whatever you and I have talked about, right? But thank you so much for your donation. That means very, very much to me and my family, my brother, and I will absolutely express what you just said and your kind words to them. But yes, my bro, thank you. And I will remember, and I will actually make a note here that I need to be not an asshole and reply to some people, right? So as I have about 1,041 emails that I haven't returned. So Next Financing, here it is, man. You are at the top of my list, my dude. Thank you so much for everything that you do and for everything that you've talked to me about, my brother. Okay, so guys, I didn't mean to go into GTII this long, right? In fact, I'm not even going to record it. So just to put it into short terms, I was looking for an upside move yesterday, a very short term. It was an hourly setup. But remember that as we start diminishing in time frames, guys, the hit rate, the strike rate becomes a lesser probability, right? So the sooner that we can start looking at the markets as a probabilities game instead of a certainties game based on a catalyst or a fundamental metric that you are looking at or a potential future for a company, the better our portfolios will look, right? So in this case, I mean, some of the data is just blatantly obvious, right? So 30-minute immediate short-term time frame suggesting a downside here. Now, this downside is specific, though, because as you can see, we were maintaining a horizontal line here, and that horizontal line is particular to me because it's within the gravitational zone of the bear strength percentile, which means that we were trying to hold it. We were trying to get pulled up. Even the moving average was suggesting that, right? So we failed it. So this is indicative of a continuation to the downside, at least in the immediate short term. But let's keep on, stacking our puzzle pieces here so that we can gauge a potential narrative, right? So now on the 4-hour time frame, we do have a continuation to the downside. From the opposing zone, we're sitting in the gravitational zone as well. Very likely for this to find a continuation to the downside, and also notice the smallest detail of all. We cross below the 14-day simple moving average represented by that pink line, right? So this is indicative of a continuation to the downside as well, okay? So same situation here on the 8-hour time frame, okay? I'm jumping up in the time frames like this because I really don't want to elaborate too much in every single little time frame, right? It's not that critical that we can see the larger moves. So 8-hour time frame suggesting downside, right? Now we have the daily time frame potentially, and I'm saying a very, very discretionary potential here, okay? Support from that 14-day simple moving average, which is, by the way, outside of the gravitational zone. So if we are able to find that support sooner than later, then we can see a potential end to this downside and or a potential floor. Okay, so now as we start jumping into the macro timeframes, we have the bi-daily and 3-day. Okay, so 3-day finding resistance from that from the 14-day simple moving average, while the bi-daily is suggesting downside. Okay, so they're toppling into each other, making a downside continuation here. But also notice that the downside isn't as steep as something like this, right? So that would also show or indicate a potential loss of bear strength. Same situation here with the 5-day. In fact, this is more consolidation than anything. And it's consolidation because we are continuously rejecting from the 14-day simple within the gravitational zone. So we're trying to get pulled up, but we keep bouncing into that 14-day simple, bouncing back and down, so, up and down. Okay, so what that means is that the 5-day is very much waiting for the influence from the shorter time frames. Okay, so if you want to get into deeper time frames, like I'm talking about really macro time scale here, then we are essentially consolidating on the monthly. Let's look at the quarterly, right? Quarterly time frame also consolidating. All of this is telling me that there could be some type of fundamental catalyst coming in. Okay, so meaning that the sentiment is not going to release whatever they already have as a long position. So, which, by the way, would kind of infer that we are within a floor, right? So, of course, as you start moving up your time frames, that floor becomes a little further and further out, right? So, in fact, I don't even have enough information here on GTII because of them cutting out the data from me, right, to even look at the annual chart. So I can look at the biannual chart, and you can see here that the biannual chart is in fact in bull control. We're at the gravitational zone of the bull strength percentile, suggesting a continuation to the upside and very much a push of it. Okay, so this is biannually though. Okay, so this is why I still feel that the upside is more probable than not later on as an investment strategy rather than a trading strategy. Right, so there's a lot of sentiment behind GTII holding here for a long, long time, right? So, and a lot of times people tend to look at their investment on GTII as they believe in the company, but yet they're paying attention to the price action happening over one day, which is not. I wouldn't advise that. If you're an investor, if you're a believer of the company, then if you're in fact saying the word investment, then that would kind of mean 1 year minimum, right? So the price action happening from today into next month shouldn't matter to you that much because the overall perception that you have and the belief that you have for the company is not of a week or a month long price action. It's a future projection, right? So this is the biggest time frame, unfortunately, that I can see right now, but it's showing massive strength. Right, so I'm just putting it out there, and also GTII isn't dying. GTII, in fact, I mean I've expressed this several times. Of course, I don't have all the data again, right? Like you can see all my notes here from previous data. That why I don't know why they would block that out, but it's not dying. Okay, so even though we are not at $2.90 or $9 or whatever, you still have to look at it from a macro perspective. Okay, so from 2014 to right now, you are sitting 75,370% to the upside, which is very much in line with your biannual RSI chart. That is suggesting a continuation to the upside. Not only that, is that if you have limited information as well, you can see that you're making a series of macro higher highs, right? So this is not by any means bearish. Okay, so yes, bearish short term and bearish for traders, but not bearish for investors. Okay, so I wanted to just kind of express that to you guys into looking at your risk, via time instead, right? So while the price action may indicate a drop back down to even 130, 140, or whatever it is that we were looking at before, it doesn't mean that GTII is done. It just means that it's following a natural ebb and flow. Okay, so now particular to that support, we're going to end this here, right? So particular to that support that I was talking about, it's the 120 area. 120 to 121 right here to about 130 would be the next area in case we fail the 155, which we're actually now facing some support from, right? But this is not good. It's still kind of and this is kind of why I'm not going to release a video, guys, because I wouldn't be saying this on a dedicated video. I don't want to signal short sellers into this. Okay, so there is a potential continuation to the way down here. Okay, so if we do fail with a minimum 8-hour candle, even a 4-hour candle, actually below the area of 156. Then we can actually face the same thing that I was talking to you about a week ago, where we're going to face this chop zone here. And until a very important catalyst gets released, then we would, kind of continue along this area here. But please remember that this is up and down 50%. Okay, so imagine you were trading this. I mean, from up here, right? You guys, I said very angrily. I do admit to that, right? I was very, very much upset with some of the comments that I was getting. So I said, well, whatever, I don't care, I don't give a shit. I said all that good stuff, right? And I said it's going to go down all the way back down to 120. Then we're going to face a bounce to the upside, reject from that 180, and then start chopping around here until we get a good news catalyst, and that's the end. Whatever, I'm going to release this video, however it is, and then bye. I flounced, right? So how can I say that? I stomped my way out, kind of like a kid would, right up the stairs. You can go to your room, and then you hear the steps, pop, 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 right? So that's what I meant by flounce, right? So I was very angry, right? So it's suggesting what I said, right? So I don't want to admit that that's going to happen. It's just what the charts are indicating, okay? So without the most important criteria, which is honestly in this case, it would be the catalyst, right? There's nothing I can do other than just wait. So, but please remember, guys, I'm not in charge of the markets. I don't get this to be, I probably did. Oh my goodness. So I don't get to move these markets. I don't get to create the markets either, right? I'm not a market maker. I just happen to look at the markets the way that market makers do, right? So that's going to do it for ticker symbol GTII. And now let's just go ahead and move on to something else, right? But I hope that this actually, gave a good amount of information for my people here. And it's just to show you an honest perspective here. It's not what I prefer. It's just, it really is what the charts say. Remember that I'm really still your paper boy, okay? So say April 28th, NSCC versus Alpine extension deadline, April 29th. Distribution date for special dividend of restricted shares, May 15th. Okay, wildfire. Oh, wow, 800 law and acquisition deadline. Okay, so those catalysts, are they already pre-priced in? Or do you think that there could be already a pricing of them, and then once they're announced, there could be a pump? Right, so there's a very big difference in that, right? Like, for example, the Fed, when they are talking about a potential in the Fed minutes, right? Not on the FOMC meeting. It would be on the Fed minutes where they say, well, we are looking into increasing the rate by 50 bips, right? So 50 basis points, which is 0.5%, right? So in the next FOMC meeting. So very likely the markets would start selling off, because the last thing we want is a continuation of rate hikes, right? Even though the rate hikes are going to be a positive thing in the long run, actually anytime that they do raise the rates, it would take a lag of 12 to 15 months in order for us to see the effects on a chart, right? So if they say that, then we're macro bearish, right? So that's what I mean, is that the markets are pre-pricing it in before it happens. So when they do announce the official date, and then they actually validate that it is a 50 bip and not go higher, then the markets would probably go up because they honored their word. So, and that's kind of what I'm having you look at, right? So if it is the case that where the 800 law and the Alpine Brokers extension and all that good stuff, has it been pre-priced in? And we should really look at the price action for that, but I haven't personally, right? So it's just a kind of a different perspective for you here. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and just finish it off now officially, guys, and let's move on to that next ticker, which is gonna be actually back into this screen, right? That was WLGS, right? So let's pull it up and let's see what WLGS has for us, right? So let's see. All right, I know, guys, I know that I'm already supposed to be out, but I think I can actually squeeze in a few more minutes nonetheless, okay? So regardless of this being one ticker, I promise you that the information that I just gave to you right now is 100% the information that I would give to my master's students, okay? So in fact, to the detail. So I need you to, if you would like to just rewatch it, of course, rewind it and you know, really try to dissect my words and see what I'm saying, right? Even though it's live and there's kind of that pressure to make sure that I can answer as accurately as possible, right? But it's for you at the end of the day, right? So Stephen Dumaine saying Wish jumped 25% after hours. Thoughts? What did I say yesterday about Wish? I don't even remember what I said. Oh, I said that it was a potential. I said that it was a very good potential for the upside, and I actually said that I may long it. Damn! So it actually made the upside. Nice, good job. I'm sorry, who? Over the counter, who are you talking about? Me? Are you saying this guy doesn't read his comments? What a flake? Are you talking about me, my brother, or who? Who are you talking about? I think you gave that to me, bro. Okay. Oh, okay, good. So it definitely happened. All right, nice. So yeah, I'm just not sure. Over the counter, man, go ahead and let me know who you're talking about, my dude. Are you talking about me or what? Because I definitely do, my bro. I absolutely read the comments. I'm always in the background, right? But I try to ignore the negativity, right? So what is your deal? Are you telling me that I haven't read yours? Because if you haven't read yours, then man, it's just one comment amongst several comments, right? So please elaborate for me, my dude. So he's flipping out, asking you to look at Mullen throwing oh Mullen. Okay, and what's going down with Mullen? Is there something up with that one? MULN is actually one that I cover for the community, but I haven't looked at it in quite a while, have I? But yeah, let's go ahead and put it up here on the schedule and see if we can get it moving, right? So, but I wanna watch WLGS next, right? And yeah, so Lawrence saying, Arca, quick peek at CJJD. Guys, I don't know that you want me to quick peek anything. I don't know if that's actually advisable for anyone to do, right? But if if you really think that I can actually pull something off like that, that'd be very. I'd be impressed by myself if I can actually do that, right? It's fine. What was that again? That was CJJD. Right, yeah. CJJD. I don't have it. I haven't even looked at it, right? So let me pull it up here. And CJJD. I remember a lot of people were talking about that CXAI and ALLR. And man, so many tickers over here. So many opportunities, you guys. What is going down? Okay, so did I have that already prepped? I don't think I actually had that one prepped. So let's just take a quick look. 3-second TA on AMC. Oh my goodness, my bro. Let's see. So ALLR, that's that one that I was asking you guys about. What's like, why is this so popular right now? Lots of people talking about this right now. Very, very interesting. Okay, but of course we'll go ahead and take a look at those things in the upper time frames, right? So yeah, WLGS, man. Okay, so really fast, you guys. There is no historical information here because it's an IPO. Wang and Lee Group. Oh man. Okay, so my edge, remember guys, my edge comes in with historical value. Okay, so John. Oh my goodness, dude. So when I don't have enough information, guys, I don't like, I don't know what to do. I guess I can just express to you something that maybe you would have not seen, right? So, oh my goodness. Dude, Mullen is at like 8 cents though, right? Ah, man. And I don't know why, but anyway, so 15-minute volatility versus momentum is, I don't want to say gonna face a downside. In fact, it may face a continuation to the upside. I just don't know how high, right? But historically speaking, we could have a resistance from about 525 based on this 15-minute gap. Okay, so if we do cover the gap or close it, then we would have a 540 touch, okay? And that would be because we're so overextended here. We're already way overbought. So let me pull up an RSI and see, right? So, I mean, remember, guys, I don't actually have, okay, so the RSI is showing us that the weakness is already in. Okay, so my goodness, man. This is, all right, so 5-minute support, 30-minute. I don't have anything. Okay, raw price action then, right? Let's go. Let's see what I can do. Man, dude, first of all, okay, 1-minute time frames, 2-minute time frames, 3 minutes, they do not carry enough information for us to use anything with high value information. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. I don't have a lot of that. But what I can say is that the 15-minute RSI is in conjunction here with the 3-minute SMA 10 because we're converting it into a resistance. So if we are able to face a resistance tomorrow, it would very likely be between the space, again, between 515 and about 525. Okay, so this would be the range of a resistance before a continuation to the downside. We are already peaking at the 3-minute gap here. Okay, so this is very likely to continue to the downside and find a temporary support at about 464. But how far did this move to the upside from this bottom here, which is literally just after hours, right? So, what? 93% to the upside in the after hours, 3-minute, with no volume, by the way. I mean, there's no, every candle didn't even react, right? So this is very curious. Okay, so if it is going to continue to the upside, guys, it'll be in high respects to the FOMO. Okay, and not for any other reason because I don't have any other reason to look at, right? But the higher potential here, guys, would be to come back down and validate or support touch this 464 zone, resist from our current lows of about 498, and then try a real serious attempt here at officially closing it entirely this gap right over here, okay, as it does have a lot of confluence, right? So we do have a support touch, right? So if you want a zone to kind of look at here, then it would be very much this here. 409 to 420 would be the bottom side of this support, okay? Very likely for the SMA 53 3-minute chart to come right up in here and find that support there as well. Let's take a fib and see if anything kind of lines up with the current range, right? So from the present moment to the high, and so we're landing right between the 2.272 and the golden mean 2.618 Fibonacci retracement. Okay, so very likely for us to come back into this zone. Okay, but please remember, I am definitely talking about, oh man, look at this now. The bounce zone that I'm talking about coming down to this area first at about 464, 1.618 at 460, very likely to find a bounce from that area. Will then come back up to test the 1 fib at about 497, then retrace. Okay, so it is a 3-minute freaking chart, so I don't know. Okay, so I'm just saying that this is personally what I would look at. Okay, so even if I were to, oh man, I don't even have a VWAP, because that would be something that I would use for. It would the VWAP would be something that I would use for, man, the VWAP is way down here. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. So yeah, there's a massive overextension right now, huge expansion, right? So this is very likely to contract and very likely to come back into this zone of which the VWAP may be located at by tomorrow. Okay, you guys, so just please, if you are in the green, In my personal opinion, actually, let's just say it like this. If I were in the green in this, I would have gotten the hell out already right now, immediately, forever. Let's go. Next play. Right, so let's go ahead and finish off WLGS right there, you guys. Okay, so, I mean, it's nice. I just don't have enough information, right? So I get nervous with... I never trade IPOs, guys, and I have noticed the pattern in how they trade. I really have, actually. Let me see this. My God, it's still following it. Wow. Even after days of I'm talking about months of studying IPOs, it's still following that same thing. And I'm not going to release it. Okay, we're not trying to create gamblers here. We are trying to create strategists, okay? So, Powerlifter, my dude, Arca-san, what's up? My brother, hope all is well with you, dude. New mentor, let's see, the new mentorship I told you about is going great. 15 to 15 this week. As always, love and sharing your vids. My dude, thank you so much. And I am very excited for your mentorship. That is something of incredible importance. And I would really, really, really stick to, you know, as my mentor would sometimes tell me, he goes, maybe if you shut up for a little bit, you would learn something. Oh, man. Oh, my dude, he was very much right? So sometimes we just have to stay quiet, you guys, and make sure that we can let the mentors speak what they will, because they do speak in experience, right? So especially with the one that you're dealing with, my dude. So very, very excited for your opportunity. Okay, so make sure to continue that. Okay, so now, guys, let's, I want to look at ticker symbol CXAI and see what it's got for us, right? So, CXAI, I'm not even sure that we looked at it recently, or did we? Yeah, we did, actually. Damn. Okay, so let's see. Oh, my goodness, CXAI. Oh, right, so we were talking about a potential downside on this the last time, right? So, or I don't remember. Actually, I don't remember what we said, but I did expect a continuation to the downside. And is it still suggesting that? In fact, the daily is still suggesting that. Okay, so let's go to the immediate short-term time frame CXAI and see what we have, okay? 7:12, okay. All right, so now let's continue on the move here. Okay, so 30-minute immediate short-term time frame in the gravitational zone, very likely to continue to the downside there. Okay, so by hourly time frame, making a bearish cross beneath that 14-day simple moving average. Stochastics, EMA 3 and the SMA 14 still on that downside. Okay, so this is giving validity to the top side of this support range 876. Okay, so now let's move on and see what else we have, right? So, Off-Grid Gorilla, what's up? Good to see you here. Yeah, guys, I will never tell you to buy or sell or hold anything, as I literally am legally not able to do that, right? So, now the 6-hour time frame, please notice here that we are on a descent, right? So, we have the support, the resistance touch of the 14-day simple moving average. If you were a short seller, that's why sometimes I mess up my wording, right? Because I'm looking at this in a short bias. When I see downside coming in, then I immediately flip into the shorts perspective, right? So that's why I said support here, because we validated support before a continuation. So, but in our case, for the longs, for the bulls, right, we have a resistance validation. Continuation to the downside, 14-day simple still suggesting that downside, and we are failing the gravitational zone, or short bias succeeding the gravitational zone. So let's go ahead and now look at the 12-hour and see what we have. 12-hour, very critical cross beneath the 14-day simple moving average. Okay, so now I mean, this is pretty much a nosedive, right? In that gravitational zone ever so slightly, but still suggesting downside. The daily would actually give us that final bias. Okay, so the daily still suggesting downside. I don't like these little pivots. They don't. Well, this pivot here was the one that we didn't like, right? So now it actually faced the downside very much like it would. And now the daily time frame giving us a potential bottom. 14-day simple moving average is quite a ways away, which would probably be indicative of now giving validity to the bottom side of our support, 550. Why? Because the gap. So that's a high probability now. Let me look at the moving averages on the daily, though. So let's see. And blah, 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 blah. John Smith saying CXAI looking nasty. So that reference could be good or bad. Like if you're, say, for example, you're a short bias trader and you're saying CXAI looks nasty. Ooh. So then it's nasty in a good way, right? Oh my goodness. All right, guys. So the SMA 100 on the, oh, dude. Okay, hold on. Okay, well, no, we already witnessed that. 50-day simple moving average crossing below the 200-day. That is a death cross. So the death cross happened. Of course, we had a huge capitulation and a continuation of it, right? So now we're getting a little bit of a bullish signal here. The SMA 10 crossing the SMA 50. But I would like to just point out the SMA 100, giving just highlight to this 876. Could be a temporary support touch down here. Okay, so let me look at the buy daily and buy daily downside, right? And losing the bull pressure here. We're kinking. Okay, this is not favoring the upside too much, right? So, oh my goodness, the 3-day would be a very nice setup here, guys. There is a potential. Oh, right. Okay, the 3-day iterations close today, and the 5-day as well. So we don't know what the price action or the indicators are going to do, right? Because this is suggesting a very nice play. But upon tomorrow's price action, starting tomorrow, we would likely see what the closure of the 3-day and 5-day iterations did. Okay, so we're going to have to keep a close eye on that, okay, as this may actually flag to the downside, or it flash to the downside, or kink it, right? So we're gonna see. All right, you guys, but yeah, the shorter time frames, I'm talking about within a week, it is indicative of a potential drop. Okay, and the drop could be the very lowest area of I'm talking about the highest area of the drop would be 879, with the lowest potential in two targets here. Okay, 414 to 550. I would personally favor 550. Okay, but we don't know that just yet. But we're gonna see what happened to momentum in the coming days. SMA 100 being used on that 3-day, which now makes me feel that we would use that SMA 100 on the daily, located right at the top side of this 879. Keep an eye out for that target, okay? So if you are going to short, if you are going to ride this thing to the downside, I would highly suggest start covering at the 200-day simple moving average, which would be at about 928. Do not FOMO down to below 879 or at 879. Not financial advice to my short bias traders, right? So this is, but the charts are very clear here, okay? They're definitely showing a potential drop here, all right, you guys? So yeah, that is going to do it for ticker symbol. What was that? It was CXAI, right? It's all the way back there. I'm not even noticing it. My goodness. So now, guys, I'm gonna cover one more here, and it's gonna be for my moderator, Mark Roach. Mark Roach, you asked me. Oh, okay. You want me to cover Tesla instead? You had another one earlier. I'm more than happy to cover Tesla, but I just want you to choose, right? Because I would like to say thank you to you for everything you do for me. So, Keith, what's up, my brother? Good to see you here, dude. I released a man on this. I don't know if you just stepped in right now, but I talked a lot about GTII. I think a good 40 minutes of it. If you go back to maybe around 6:10, I think 6:15, I started talking about GTII in a very, very deep manner. So, and not one of my rants. Actually, it's just a very like realistic talk and expressing my macro views, the short-term views, the whole thing. Right, so AEMD then. Well, no, I need to cover just one more, Mark. So let me just. Which one would you prefer, Tesla or AEMD? I know you're a bull on both, right? But I wanna make sure that to cover whichever one first. I was supposed to stop at 20 minutes ago. So it's my sister's outside alone with my toddler, so she's doing me a huge favor. So AEMD, yeah, not a problem, my bro. Let's go ahead and cover that for my moderator. And yeah, and then we'll close this up, guys, and then make a move, right? So AEMD, okay, good stuff, my dude. Of course, we can look at this. And M9, I don't know if you're still here. I owe you one, my dude. What? And please let me know again what that ticker was, okay? So let's see, Lunar, I think you said, right? I owe you this one. I'm gonna go ahead and look at it, and I may actually put up the images for Lunar tonight. on the Discord. So please make sure to join the Discord, and we'll get that going. Okay, you guys. So AEMD, let's find out what the deal is here, my brother. All right, so let me load up the tools and find out to see if we have an edge over this. Okay, so wow, we have increasing volatility very violently, right? So 59 market close, almost 70 cents after hours. Very impressive price action here. Now, what I am a little bit afraid of here, I'm a little weary of this right now, okay? And the reason why I'm saying this is because I wish that this would have topped out a little bit higher, okay? So me and Cal are actually looking at this. M9, yeah, I'll look into that one for you. I just have to get to my toddler, okay? But yeah, what I wanted to say is actually I would really have loved it if it actually broke the market structure upside of the 91 cent zone. It's not saying that it's done. I'm just saying that it's essentially creating more macro lower highs, right? So I don't want that to be the case here, of course, but let's continue validating this. Okay, so huge volume. In fact, this was let's see, daily volume. I want to know what that was. That's massive. Okay, so 34 million. And now the average 10-day volume on this is about 3.47. Is there a fundamental catalyst that created this massive run? What is the deal? And look at this. The analyst rating from the technicals are suggesting buy alongside the TradingView algorithm. So there is a very positive outlook here for this. Okay, so in fact, the analysts are giving this a minimum upside target of 576 to a max $9. What the hell? Oh my goodness. Okay, so that is dude, that is a 900% move to the upside. What the hell? Okay. Athlon Medical. This is interesting. Thanks for bringing it up, my dude. Let's continue validating. Let's see what we have. In fact, we may have converted a few moving averages into huge supports now. Okay, rejection from the daily 200-day simple moving average. Of course, that would be it. Actually, I'm very curious to see if we have a silver cross. So let me get rid of the SMAs, display the EMAs. Let me go back to the EMAs and put in freaking hell, where is it? There it is. Okay, so we're gonna disable the EMA 7, 9, and 30 period. Leave in the 20 and the 50, which are indicative of a silver cross, bullish thing, right? So let's leave that in just like this and see what we have back here. Okay. Ooh, my goodness. That is dangerously close. Okay, so we have the 20 period approaching the 50 period EMA. Oh my goodness. If this actually crosses it on an up on an up run, this would be incredibly bullish. People, I'm sure, are waiting for it. Okay, so this is the inverse of the silver cross, right? So this is actually for the downside, and you can see that price action very much upon this candle here. People saw this as very much a negative opportunity and took that advantage, right? So huge spike, a very, very aggressive kink here. Increasing volatility on the daily. Let me look to see what we have done now to the upper time frames. Wow. Okay, so now if we're looking at this on the buy daily, this is still suggesting a very, very aggressive upside and increasing volatility too. Okay, so in fact, increasing volatility into the bullish control zone. So that's very impressive. Okay, so let me look at shorter time frames to see what we have. Okay, so Darren, I'm not sure fundamentally what they have together. Okay, 30-minute golden cross signal here from the ARC averages from my algo, right? So this is suggesting a cross of the 50 SMA into 200 SMA on an upward pivot 30-minute time frame. So that's a bullish thing too. Okay, so in fact, this could have been the reaccumulation for a continuation to the upside. Very aggressive upside pivots on the stochastics. Actually, let me look at the RSI as well on this. Upside pivot on the 30-minute, very likely continuing, okay? Aggressive upside pivot on the bi-hourly here, correcting to the upside while in critical volatility, okay. Nice. Ooh, okay, so this is historically speaking, on the 6 hour, there's still another opportunity here because we still have this iteration back here where 97.62% was touched, right? So this is back in June 2021. So that was as high as it can go, right? And now we're at about 88. So it still has kind of a ways to go, historically speaking. 12-hour time frame also showing just moonshot here. 97.3 cap, and we're sitting at about 84. So it still has upside. This is actually, I didn't want to call it maybe like too much of a W pattern here, but it's creating a macro higher low. Okay, so yeah, what I'm looking at here, bro, is actually this. Okay, I think I can see the projection or the price objective here. Okay, so it would be something like, let me see. Could be something like this. So if this is the trend that we're starting, then the upside in a very discretionary manner could top out at about 130, which has to do with this resistance here at about 125. Okay, so yeah, this is very, very, I'm not gonna lie, it is attractive, and it is showing a very impulsive move to the upside, and I can see, let me see, back up to 130, right? I said 131, so let me see if there's anything within that area there. I mean, other than these two here at 127, those are nice, but I'm saying, why would 131 stick out? Like, I'm trying to invalidate it myself. Okay, so the only reason I can see it resisting at 131 is actually this gap right there. Okay, so let me just point it out like this. I'm going to zoom into that. Where is it? Yeah, right there. Just like this. So this right here could be a very important resistance zone. So 130 to 125 could be that potential. Okay, so I'm just not. I mean, a lot of people have already made so much freaking money on this way up already. Okay, but I'm just basically saying that this thing. No way, seriously, Cal? That's awesome. That is very good, and that's just further validation, man. It's just. Dude, look, I mean, Mark, me and Cal are looking at the same thing. I really would. This is really attractive, dude. I'm not going to lie. I do like it a lot. It's just the RSI I'm a little freaked out on. The daily iteration is just, this is moonshot still, right? So, and man, the 3-day is barely entering the gravitational zone. So gorgeous channel though. I brought it down, the green candle top. Okay, dude, actually, I haven't even looked at the, I'm actually curious over the MACD on this situation. So MACD, ooh, we're getting a crossover here. And that, oh my goodness, jeez. Okay, so MACD crossover on the 3-day. So, and now the 5-day as well. Wow, okay, and it's actually recorrecting. So now let me see the daily MACD. Daily MACD with a very aggressive upside pivot, and it crossed too. This crossed on Thursday, just last week. Goodness gracious. Okay, yeah, yeah. Only because this is already approaching the critical zones. It doesn't mean that it could continue overbuying, right? These are lagged. So, but the technicals and everything, they are suggesting a continuation to the way up. And if we are going to face a resistance, then the first most obvious resistance would be right at about 86.99. Right, so that would be a top out resistance touch, retracement back to 71.61. Conservative traders would then enter here, take this to the 130 level, resist, and then come back. Okay, so please notice that these are daily though, so it would be like here, right? Resistance touch on the next day, come back on the next day, touch down to the current high 72. Next day, continue onwards and possibly face resistance at 109. In respects to this right over here, right? So around here, 109, and then, yeah, I'm thinking maybe Tuesday, Wednesday next week, You could, if FOMO doesn't invalidate it, of course. But yeah, you could potentially see that target of 130 over the next few days. So be careful with this, though, okay? If you are in the green, do not allow the market makers to take your gains. Who cares? Stop out and then go back in. You know what I mean, dude? It's better for you to just take your wins and then just re-enter again and get it back. That so Kal-El saying, yep, buck as always, man. Yeah, dude. Psychological zones are absolutely something to take into account, right? So $1 to 109, very, very, very strong resistance. Come back down to around that 70-cent area, reload. Take those conservative bulls to the next up run, right? So be very careful with this. Not a problem, Mark Roach. But guys, I have to end it here now. I actually went 30 minutes over my scheduled time, but I very much appreciate everybody for coming by, and I apologize if I have missed a couple of comments. I don't mean that. You know, I really do mean to help the community as much as I can. Sometimes I'm just not paying attention, right? So just know that as the comments come in, I start to kind of breeze by them as I go. I may miss one, I may not, you know, I'm sorry. But my apologies to you if I have, if you're still listening, by the way, right? So, guys, just don't hate me. I don't mean any harm, right? So, Stick Vicious, thank you for coming by. My moderators, Mark Roach, Kal-El, I love you guys so much. E-Miner 9, I got you. Don't worry. We're going to be looking at LUNR soon enough, okay? So, yeah, I honestly, Mr. Levis, I honestly wanted Tesla because it's you know, it'll give us an indication over how the markets can be pressured because Tesla is not doing so well, right? So, but regardless, guys, please have a very safe night. And remember that I still have a few seats left available in the ArcMasters course. So definitely check out the description below. You'll find the email and we'll get you enrolled. Okay, you guys. But with that said, Sam, you see, she's telling me don't forget about CJD. Oh my goodness, man. Kal-El, I'm going to do this for her real quick, okay? Let me just do this for her. And guys, please you don't have to stay. I'm just going to cover this one last one for Sam, okay? No, Sam, I'll give it a quick look, okay? So let's just see, okay? I did tell you that I was going to look at it. I'm going to be about my word and be about the game, right? So I don't mean to ignore anyone, right? So please remember that, okay? So if you're still there, Aiden Davis, have a good night. Be well, and I'll catch you later, okay? So, yes, Sam did not throw a tantrum, right? Not a problem, Sam. Of course. Let's go ahead and just take a look at this real quick, right? So, yeah, I'm losing my voice too. So, I'm not all that well, but let me just go ahead and drink a little bit of water. Let's give it a quick look. Okay, so it's immediately unattractive for the fact that we're at critical volatility and we have declining stochastic momentum. Okay, another thing to notice here is that the daily has the RSI signal in the gravitational zone, which could be indicative of sideways trading. Okay, but usually when you start to get this type of price action, that's kind of dead cat bouncy, right? What I calls them like I see them. Yeah, that's right, man. That's right. This will right, like a quick little shakeout there. But guys, yeah, this is just gonna be a quick one, right? We're gonna try to make sure that Sam is situated for this, at least with a good idea, right? So let's pull up the averages and just look real quick. Okay, so this capitulation event, I'm not even sure why it happened in the first place. So let's see, Steven, dude. That's very kind of you, my brother. Thank you so much. And I know you've been asking me for tickets too. And I'm over here like just receiving your donations and not covering them, right, bro? And I asked you several times too, my bro, to send me a DM, and you haven't. Send me a DM, okay? And also, the ArcMasters trading course is starting this Sunday, 5 p.m. Pacific. Okay, so if you still want to join that one, I mean that's the last opportunity. So I need you to get into that, okay? Because I know you already have your dues done. You already did everything. So just know that it's this Sunday, and send me a DM so I can get you your new or post your master's student badge in the Arc University orientation page, and either myself or Cal will give you the access to the track 2 Okay, so Steven, what is your Discord name? Okay, so yeah, I'm not even sure why this. Let's see, that was 2 days ago. China Jojo Drugstores announces the termination. Oh no, of the previously proposed registered direct offering. Oh, okay. All right, so this is a serious drop, and it's really. Oh, you are SD Brooklyn. Gotcha, my dude. My goodness. Okay, I didn't know, man. So of course SD, right? Ah, God, my goodness, dude. I just so many names all the time, right? I tend to not look. So now, Sam, if you are, what's your particular strategy here, Sam? Are you looking to long this, or are you already long and you're in the red? What's the deal here? Have you already or are considering entering the trade here because of a potential bounce? Is that what you're trying to look for? And I'm waiting for your response in particular here. Okay, so Destiny, not a problem. Thank you. Okay, so I know I dismissed a lot of people real quick, but I actually could do this for Sam, as she did ask me for this. Okay, so we'll see what's up. So you're long. Okay. Oh wow. So what was the after hours? So 97. Okay. So yeah, please remember what I was talking about, okay? Because usually these types of impulsive bounces from the top tend to introduce a potential dead cat bounce, right? So something like this here. But we want to validate, okay? So 30-minute immediate short-term time frame. Let's see what we have against us first. Okay, so upside with a limited upside resistance from the 14-day simple, which could be indicative of resistance from the SMA 10, since we converted that SMA 10 during the last hour, during the power hour. Okay, so in power hour we went bearish. We actually used that SMA 10 as resistance, and now it looks like we may touch the SMA 10 one more time as that resistance. Another thing to notice here is that although we are creating a pretty, it is kind of a reaccumulation formation in a sense, because this is kind of a falling wedge, right? A triangle here, and that usually is indicative of a continuation to the upside, right? But if we are looking at it in another type of formation, then there is a bearish one too, right? So this formation here is a right angle triangle. So the right angle triangle would suggest a downside, because it's happening during an upside, right? So that would be a bearish formation to the downside. And if that is the case, then you have an objective to look at, just like this. Take a trend line from the hypotenuse of the triangle, right? Apply it to the supposed area of breakout, which is usually about 70 to 65% to the apex of the triangle itself. That would suggest a very confluent 7708 to this bottom side down here out of about 7570. Okay, so I'm not saying that that's the end all be all. I'm just saying that the immediate short-term time frame is suggesting that. So let's go to the bi-hourly and see what we have. Bi-hourly potential support from the SMA 14, which means that it could be temporary, but let's keep on moving. Let's see what we have. So 6-hour time frame consolidation, same thing here with volatility and momentum consolidating, just sideways trading. Okay, and hold on. Okay. And we still have, geez, okay, 3-day time frame still with the downside, 5-day time frame downside. Okay, so Sam, I don't want to tell you what to do, and in fact I legally can't, right? But if it were me, I would you're what, you're in the red, what, like 2% or 3%? I would take that. There is a lot of speculative potential here, but the thing is that the news, the catalyst is way too bearish. Okay, so and this is very much indicative of a move that can be considered a type of a dead cat bounce, right? So the dead cat bounce would do something like this. Look, let me show you with an arch, right? So I'll do this just like this, right? And then apply this type of thing here, except that usually the price action does something along the lines of this, This is kind of what dead cat bounces do, right? So now if we're looking historically, I don't think we have any price action below in these areas. Okay, so when we don't, there's nothing down here. So have you ever experienced a squeeze, a short squeeze? They canceled that's what it was reading here. It dropped 2 days ago. So 2 days ago it dropped hard, right? And now it's starting to bounce, right? Because people feel that could have been the fair value for this. So in fact, I don't see this as a fair value, and in fact, I see this as a potential continuation to the downside. So now, what I was asking you is, I don't know if you've ever experienced a short squeeze like AMC and like GME, and even CXAI, just a few days ago. So when the price action starts to move beyond its current high, you start to see just violently moving, right? Because there's nothing to resist it, historically speaking. And that's called price discovery. Okay, so in this case, this is price discovery for the shorts. This is their per se long squeeze, right? So now that you know that this could potentially face a dead cat bounce, this could be the only other area of support that we can see is geometrically. Okay, so there are two potentials, and one of which may be the stronger likelihood, right? So in fact, I'm going to take a shorter time frame period for this one, and I'm going to consider the daily candle. Let me go into the daily and take into consideration this range here. So let me do it like that. Range low to the range high inverse fib retracement. Very likely 47.34 could be that bottom side with a top side of about the 3.272 at 53.77 if it does realize the dead cat bounce. So now another thing is that man, my voice sucks right now. So another thing is, Sam, is that we have the fact is that we do have geometric levels, right? So the next thing we do have is the potential of a double bottom. Okay, so if it does, moderator DJ, what's up? They canceled the offering. That's bullish. Okay, but dude, this thing is not suggesting that. And it did read it here. Check it out. So 2 days ago, right here, China Jojo shares. Right here, China Jojo Drugstore announces the termination of the previously proposed registered direct offering. So it's running inversely to that. Why? I mean, why? Why would it capitulate on good news, right? So, and it's actually creating a dead cat bounce. What I'm saying here is that the potential entry that you're looking for may not be the one. So I was going to express to you one more thing, that there could be a double bottom. And in a shorter time frame, it's really not considered to be a double bottom, but whatever. So if there is a potential entry, then I would look at two other areas. The first most obvious one actually would be at the closing of the candle, 67.21, and then these two zones here, 53.86 to 47.29, thus creating a bear trap. Okay, so that's where I'm leading here. Okay, now why am I saying bear trap? Well, on the 4-hour time frame, before upside is realized. Yeah, absolutely. So I think that this is strategic from the longs. So this is how you identify the potential downside for dead cat bounce, right? So you take the trend line from the upper area of that bounce, and then apply it to the downside here, okay? So this is suggesting a bottom of 25.82, right? But I am telling you that the potential better entry could be located at 47.34 to 53.77, or the double bottom right area, which would be between 61.23 to 67.21, okay? So in this particular strategy, you could be faking out the shorts, and then bam, this thing explodes from a zone where they did not expect, because their take profit target based on this formation is 25 cents. So that is what I'm saying here, is just maybe the 99-cent entry is a little aggressive. But if you didn't enter full blown, if you didn't go in 100% portfolio, so that means that you can average your entry, which means that obviously if we start combating the area of 144 or 142, closing an hourly candle above this zone would naturally help price action to actually continue to the upside here and face a resistance, first of all, at 189 to about 207, okay? So as you can see, the dead cat bounce right here, this candle resisted right at this candle. So it's following and it's respecting its previous resistances and support. So please remember that this is just subjective, right? To me and my personal strategy. Moderator Cal is a very aggressive entry participant, right? So he will not enter the trade unless it meets the bottom dollar, right? So it's very aggressive. So whether it meets it or not, there's always an opportunity for the next day, which is obviously a very good way to look at the trade, right? So again, in my personal opinion, I would really, aggressively speaking, I would maybe consider removing risk from the area where you're at. There's no, I mean, here's the problem, Sam, is that you do have this not 618 at 92. So what if it goes to the 92 and then it explodes to the upside, right? That kind of sucks. I would hate to be missing out in that situation. But in my personal experience, it's just, if I caught it too high, if my entry was too high, then I would likely remove 50, 60, even 70% the entry so that I can average a better entry down here. So then you would have 30% long with a potential 50% aggressive entry here and another 20% aggressive entry here to complete your 100% position that you currently have, right? So that's just remember that everybody trades differently, right? So it's just just another way for you to consider. And this is honestly how I'm going to teach my master students. So, all right, you guys. But Sam, I hope that I was able to provide at least kind of a perspective for this, right? So, but now I really do have to go as I'm an hour late, right? So, but Mark Roach, Cal L, DJ, really didn't expect for you guys to chill here while I help Sam out, right? But I really didn't want, I try my best for the peeps, right? So Stickfish is saying, for real though, battle, honey and a little lemon juice for the, got it, man. Thank you so much. I definitely will. Sam J, you're very welcome. No need to thank. Okay. It's absolutely my pleasure. I try to do this as often as I can, right? So, and when I can. So I hope that you can, at least have a different perspective, right? And you use some serious discretion here. Okay, so dang it boy saying thanks for the video. Not a problem, my dude. Aiden Davis saying appreciate all you do, G, my bro. I appreciate you too. Okay, you guys, but with that said, now for real, I wish you all very well and a very, very good night. And I will catch you all at the bell mañana. Adios, guys.